Virtual data rooms. Everything you need to know. Virtual data rooms are most commonly used to help facilitate financial transactions, including mergers and acquisitions, fundraising, and IPOs. But there are many other reasons businesses use VDRs to manage sensitive documents. Merging with or acquiring other businesses involves a lot of research, particularly the furnishing and reviewing of volumes and volumes of documents. Thus, companies heavily engaged in M&A can still participate in negotiations and allow for the safe viewing of valuable, confidential data by relying on a purpose-built VDR. In general, fundraising mandates a great deal of data and document sharing, especially during the due diligence investigation. During these fundraising phases, using a VDR can help facilitate the requisite exchange of sensitive information, and leadership teams on both sides of the deal should feel comfortable given that using a VDR will allow for better control and oversight. IPOs can be particularly onerous transactions, as the decision to go public means that companies will be subjecting themselves to additional rules and regulations, often at the local, state, and federal levels. In order to go through all of the necessary steps to launch and survive an IPO, meticulous document retention and management will be key, which can be easily accomplished using a VDR. As with most partnerships, these sorts of arrangements will undoubtedly require a substantial amount of data sharing. This is once again a situation in which using a VDR will prove invaluable, and will ease the minds of the leaders involved in the partnership, as they can rest assured that all valuable data will be protected. There are plenty of situations in which external parties will need to review a company's data, although not necessarily in an adversarial or competitive nature. For example, when legal counsel, accountants, or auditors need to take a look at a company's corporate records or other documentation, the leadership team will have to find a way to provide them with the information they need without allowing it to be compromised. This is another example of how a VDR can be used to facilitate virtually every document sharing need a company may have. In some cases, companies may not be as concerned about sharing sensitive data with external parties, but still need a coherent data security strategy. For companies falling under this umbrella, establishing a VDR to store any and all IP-related documentation is an extremely wise decision, especially when maximum security standards are a must. Sometimes, board members insist on being heavily involved with a company's leadership team and other facets of the operations. In these instances, when key personnel are scattered across the country, or even across the globe, it will be critical to have a system in place that allows for the instant yet secure sharing of information. One of the best ways to ensure that documents are shared quickly and safely is by storing them in a VDR and then granting access to others, including remote board members, as appropriate. Secure document sharing. Ultimately, in any scenario in which a company needs to securely share documents with service providers, prospective investors, any other external parties, or even amongst its own internal employees, having a reliable VDR with stringent security measures already in place will make this process much quicker and easier. The bottom line is that a VDR can come in handy for C-level executives needing to share confidential files and data amongst themselves, HR departments responsible for maintaining employee records, project managers in charge of various aspects of business operations, and countless other scenarios.